Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Shockwave podcast once again, a weekly podcast where we talk about whatever the hell we want in a genuine but sometimes weird way. This is episode 3. As always, I'm joined by my co-host, Luke Voller. This episode, we've also got Billy, a.k.a. Bluespangaming, on with us as our guest. He'll be along later. Before we get into the topic at hand, which is what movies will and won't suck in 2017, because we will know. You'll want to find out, because we are the ultimate authority on this. Congrats on hitting 3K subs there, man. I saw your announcement.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah.
You've kind of grown... You've grown pretty quickly, even in the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, I think it's honestly all down to the Gotham community at the minute. They're definitely really, really great and supporting a lot of my content, because even though I do cover other shows as well and do theory videos and stuff on those, everyone seems to be loving the Gotham stuff. So yeah, it's a pretty tight community, I guess. Do they share a lot of your stuff? Do you think that's how it's getting around, or do they just binge watch Gotham YouTube videos? I think it's because the whole comic book thing's really popular in a minute, with especially DC and Batman, and the fact that this show has got a lot of interesting things going on at the minute. And I don't think any other YouTubers really, really high on up are covering this show. Like, they do cover things like The Flash and stuff like that. So I think because I really was on the ball about trying to cover and make these theory videos, people would I think they just really appreciate it and stuff.
Well, yeah, and when you've obviously found a niche, which is how a lot of people take off at first, and I mean, it worked for me, and now I don't do the niche anymore.
No, I hope, even though, because Gotham, it will end one day, and not only that, it's on a 3-month break at the minute, but I'll still keep doing theory videos and keeping it alive.
Yeah, you've got more personality than Watch Mojo, so I think you'll be fine.
Why, thank you, my friend.
Anyway, let's talk about movies.
Yeah.
So there's 2016 was, I don't know, looking back, 2016 was a pretty good year for movies. Let's see, there's another Star Wars movie came out. What is it? Although, honestly, I wasn't a huge fan of Rogue One. It tied up things nicely. It was a nice filler movie, but I didn't.
Quite different. I really, really liked it. But obviously, the story is already there. Everyone knew that, but it's just still stories can be already told, books into movies and stuff like that. But it was literally just, that setup for episode 4. I love the way it especially ended, literally seconds before episode 4 starts. That's what really made it for me.
Yeah. I guess we don't want to give away spoilers, but it was really nice of them to kind of completely wrap it up, if you know what I mean. And everyone was wrapped up.
Quite literally.
Okay. That's probably what I appreciated most about it. I forget the name of the character, but the Mr. CGI evil guy. Shame on me for not knowing his name. I know he was an integral part of episode 4, at least for the Death Star scene. So I guess I understand why they had to bring his.
Oh, are you thinking about Tarkin?
Yeah, why they had to bring his face back. And they can't do it with. I don't know. It was a bit. It kind of took me out of the scene sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes that's the thing about CGI like this. I feel like they did it really well on Robert Downey Jr. in I think it was Civil War. They went back to when he was sort of younger, and that kind of worked a bit more because it was also him at the same time. But when they try and do it on another actor who looks similar to the guy who played Tarkin,
when they try to completely CGI it instead of just modifying an existing head. Yeah.
I guess you have to appreciate that they want to try and do stuff like that. I appreciate it from that side of it, but I do see how it kind of does look like really advanced Play-Doh, on someone's face.
CGI has come so far, and there was a video I watched a while back. A guy explained how we don't realize how much CGI there is in movies because they've become so good at it. And CGI is really good at doing textures and inanimate objects and like weather and stuff.
Yeah.
But they still have yet to perfect skin and organisms, that sort of thing. But yeah, I think they did the best they could do. It's obviously not easy to reconstruct they don't even have they couldn't even go off of the actor's face itself, like they could with Carrie Fisher, at least. Like they probably put some like sensors and stuff on her face to like act out her last scene. Or whatever they wanted to do. But they had nothing to go off of except, pictures and videos of the that actor.
Yeah.
So they're essentially creating something from very little and turning it into a key character.
That's like, it's controversial in the sense. They did it really well with things like Gollum all these years ago in Lord of the Rings, but then we've got like Snoke in The Force Awakens. He was full CGI as well. But
see, Gollum was believable though because his entire body was CGI, and he was such a weird, gross-looking thing.
Yeah,
like you couldn't compare him to anything else that you'd seen. Whereas if you try to recreate an actor you've seen before, you can easily tell the difference, at least at this point. But Gollum was very believable. You look back, Lord of the Rings had some amazing effects for its time. Hell, you go back into the 90s and they were doing some pretty incredible things.
Yeah. I love the Lord of the Rings so much. But yeah, I do agree with what you said. Because he's a little weedy, like meant to be orcish looking character, I guess. It's a lot easier to get away with stuff looking like that with CGI.
Yeah. Anyway, as far as I wanted to touch on Doctor Strange. We were talking about it before the podcast.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it yet, but I really want to. It's definitely worth going to see in theaters, would you say?
Yeah, I absolutely loved it. I'm definitely more of a DC fan than a Marvel fan, but I do really still enjoy the Marvel films a lot, and I really like Benedict Cumberbatch. And I wasn't sure before I went to see the film how he would fit as playing like a proper hero, but
right.
He's not he's not traditionally like Thor or anyone like that. He's definitely unique. They definitely have brought like more of a different take on the Marvel universe with this film. But
I have to interrupt you there. I'm going to interrupt you there because
that's good.
We actually have Bluespan here with us. Hey, Blue.
Oh, well, hello.
Hey guys, how you doing?
Good, man. Let me just turn your volume up there so everyone can hear you. How you doing? How was your stream?
Pretty good. I've been streaming for like 6 hours already, man. God damn.
Wow. and then you come on here to talk your brains off. That's good. That's good. I appreciate it. Dark Moon, how's that treating you?
I've yet to beat it, man. It's so frustrating and difficult, honestly.
I haven't even touched it yet. We were just actually talking about movies. We were talking about what, Doctor Strange. Have you seen Doctor Strange?
I haven't. Is that a recent movie?
Yeah, it's that one with Benedict Cumberbun patch.
Cumberbun.
Where he's like a Marvel magician. I don't know how you want to describe him, but it looks pretty badass. Anyway, as far as like upcoming movies, there's a shit ton of upcoming movies that I'm excited for, and a shit ton that I couldn't care less about. There are some that are kind of like in the middle, but have you guys seen the trailer for Kong, the new King Kong movie?
Yes. Are you excited for that?
I don't know. I mean, they obviously upped the ante by making him like 40 stories tall.
Yeah.
King Kong's never been so big.
It's because they want to eventually do a face-off between the Godzilla film with Bryan Cranston in it.
Right.
That's what
which would be cool. But I mean, let's be honest. King Kong's gonna beat Godzilla hands down because of opposable thumbs. But I don't know. I don't know. The plot looks really shitty. It looks like a lot like the plot of the last King Kong movie that Peter Jackson did.
I actually quite like the one with Jack Black was in that.
Jack Black.
When I saw this trailer, I was just a bit like, I was really surprised with the actors who were in it. Do you know what I mean? For like the kind of vibe that the trailer's giving off, it's more going to be just for like the money because it's King Kong and Godzilla rather than it being a serious kind of cool film. I feel like it's going to be a bit silly.
I hope it's not a 3-hour film like the last one was. I took a girl on a date to see King Kong, and it was way too long to be on a date.
Falling asleep at the end of the night. I'm done.
Pretty much. You just get in a taxi. All right, I'll see you at school tomorrow. Bye. I want to go to sleep. No, I don't know. Also the fact that it's on this island where there's going to be other monsters King Kong's fighting. I'll give it a chance.
Yeah, I mean, there was this massive spider in the trailer. That looked freaky as hell.
Yeah, it's going to be action-packed and probably amazing. Probably a treat for the eyes, for sure. Yeah. I haven't. But there's also, while we were talking about superheroes and stuff before, there's Logan, which is another Wolverine movie.
Yeah, it's his last one. It's his last
about time.
Wolverine one. Yeah, he's been playing it for it. It's going to be really weird when they cast a new character.
Do you think I guess it's a money-making machine.
Yeah.
And he's getting older and he can't really pull off the whole not aging thing.
The
anymore.
problem,
but this one takes place in some other timeline. I know that the timelines are so convoluted.
Yeah, completely screwed up. That's what pissed off fans so much. I mean, if you look at the comment section of the Wolverine trailer, Logan, whatever, it's really another timeline. So technically, this whole film doesn't exist. Just like all the original X-Men films. Do you know what I mean? It's if you're big into storyline and continuity like that, it is. Even though it's going to be a kick-ass film for sure, it's just
Well, not to mention X-Men. The whole X-Men franchise has been probably the most messed around and convoluted and dicked around with timeline franchise ever, and this isn't going to make it any better. I mean, I'm sure the acting is going to be fine and the effects are good, but he's got this. There's this girl who's like a mini Wolverine with him too. I don't know what the deal with that is.
Similar sort of powers, yeah, or mutant.
I mean, she looked pretty. She in the trailer, she's just tearing people's heads off.
Female Wolverine.
A little 10-year-old girl Wolverine.
The fuck.
Yeah.
I mean,
wrap your head around that.
They said to Hugh Jackman, because it's his last film, he can do whatever he wants. Basically, I mean, he had a lot of input on the film, so that's why that's their excuse really for making it another futuristic alternate dimension.
You got to be careful when you give actors creative liberties.
Yeah,
egos run away with them. Yeah, I mean, you can't have. There's always. What was I going to say? Every year there's always several superhero movies that come out, and most of which are bad, and there's usually a couple good ones. Superhero movies have become such a huge thing in the last 10 years, and it's just been snowballing. Actually, I want to say though it was at its peak in probably 2011, 2012, especially when the Avengers came out, the first Avengers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Right, so was it the Iron Man that came first? Iron Man 1, the Iron Man.
So superhero movies have been around for a while, but in 2000, Spider-Man came out, right?
Yeah.
The first Spider-Man. And I don't know, maybe that was what injected, did so well financially, and that kind of, I think, got everyone being oh, we can remake the shit out of everything.
Thinking how cool it was that they did, the effects for the webs and just seeing Spider-Man. We all know CGI when he's slinging over New York, but it literally looked like the actor did that. It was really cool. For the year 2000, right?
Well, you look back at it now, and the CGI doesn't quite stack up to the new Spider-Man movies. Yeah. But the movie itself was pretty great. And didn't Batman Begins come out a year later or something?
Wow, was it that? No, it can't have been. I think it was 2004. I think Batman Begins.
Hey guys, I'll be back in 1 minute. Okay, just 1 minute.
All right. Yeah. Well, I don't know. I guess DC.
Oh, it's 2005. Batman Begins.
Okay, so it wasn't an immediate response to Spider-Man then.
No.
Response to Spider-Man 2.
But they tried to do more of a realistic thing with that, didn't they?
Yeah, it was good. I liked it. Batman Begins will always be one of my favorite Batman movies. So gritty. Oh, I love the grittiness. More. Oh, so I mentioned to Luke before the podcast that I had separated my list of movies into one list being upcoming movies that are meh, and then ones I'm excited for. we're currently still working through the Met upcoming movies. Among them are like The Great Wall, Power Rangers, another goddamn Fast and Furious movie, another Pirates of the Caribbean movie, another Cars movie, another Despicable Me movie, another Spider-Man movie, another Thor movie, another 50 Shades movie, another Saw movie, another Planet of the Apes movie. In fact, so many of these are sequels.
I would take like a couple out of there, only because I have faith in Tom Holland's Spider-Man, just because I think the trailer was really cool. And it looks like they're finally getting Spider-Man a bit more comic book accurate.
Yeah, I'm on the fence with Spider-Man just because I've been so burned before by Spider-Man.
They definitely screwed up. I mean, I really like Andrew Garfield, but like God, it's just all because Sony had the rights to it and stuff like that. It was a whole big mess. I mean, all that kind of stuff just ruins what they do with films. Like, oh no, we're going to continue doing our own thing instead of actually giving it to Marvel and money that. But I'm trying to remember what else you said there.
There's a whole bunch. Planet of the. I mean, I do like the new Planet of the Apes, generally speaking.
Yeah.
I'm just not that excited for it though. Yeah. Thor, I'm not that excited for because I wasn't that. I don't know. I fell asleep trying to watch the second Thor movie. The first Thor movie was great. It was all very novel, right?
Yeah.
Second Thor movie.
I wasn't so sure about Natalie Portman though in Thor. It was just a bit weird. I don't know.
I mean, she's a good actor.
Yeah, she's an incredible actor. But as for Thor, I just remember her being in it. I was just, yeah. But yeah. I've heard that Doctor Strange is going to be in Thor, I believe.
Oh, good.
So
well, that's something to look forward to.
All right, I'm back.
Welcome back. I don't even want to talk about another Pirates of the Caribbean movie. I'm done with that franchise.
Yeah, I mean, it's because the last one didn't have Jack in it, did it? But apparently this one will have Jack and Will Turner in it. But yeah,
I'm not surprised. There's a new Alien movie coming out that's supposedly kind of a continuation of what was that? What was the movie
Prometheus
that came out?
2, basically, isn't it?
It's basically yeah. So they're like going to go to the alien planet or whatever. It continues their escape.
I'm all for that. I love sci-fi. I loved Prometheus, even though some people didn't receive it so well, but I love that universe. So as I said, like we were talking before, it's normally when things even come out like that, I'm still going to enjoy it regardless.
So Prometheus was a weird movie experience for me because I saw it on Netflix. Maybe that had something to do with it, but I watched it and I enjoyed it up until the end. Like I enjoyed the movie while I was watching it. And then as it ended, I'm like, oh shit, it's aliens. And then it ended. I was like, yeah, I don't feel satisfied, but I'm glad they're coming out with this because I feel like it'll be good to watch Prometheus and then this one immediately afterwards. Yeah. It'll be a good binge watching session.
Definitely. I want to see that film again soon.
Have you guys seen like the original Alien movies?
Yeah. Oh, actually, I haven't. I'm Asian.
What does that have to do with anything? Asians don't like aliens. Okay, well then let's talk about the Great Wall movie that's going to come out.
Oh, is there one?
Yeah,
I haven't had
with Matt Damon.
Matt Damon.
Okay, so you have like all the elements for a good movie. You have Matt Damon, who's a great actor. Loved him in The Martian. You have a great landscape, the Great Wall of China, which is pretty great. And you have and it's a war, okay? They're fighting an enemy. But have you guys seen the trailer at all?
No.
Okay, they're fighting lizard people.
What? I definitely need to see this trailer. I should have watched it, goddammit.
They're fighting lizard people. It's like it's so funny because they had me like the first 30 seconds of the trailer. I'm like, oh yeah, he's like this badass Robin Hood guy who can like shoot anything with an arrow. And they're coming to like Asia to like discover gunpowder and bring back gunpowder to the West. Oh, no. And then all of a sudden, like someone gets killed by a big green claw, and I'm like, wait a moment. And then they start showing like battles scenes on the Great Wall. And the Great Wall has like giant trebuchets flinging molten balls of fire everything just goes to shit. And I'm like, okay, this is fiction. As long as you approach it with fiction.
Yeah.
But I don't like the mix of
like reality and that as well.
Yeah, and I, as much as I like Matt Damon, he seems like seems odd.
I just saw this now, and holy crap, it's like when you start watching it, it's like some kind of sort of Last Samurai kind of vibe reality to it, and it's like oh my god, green things, just like planet. It's like World War Z.
Yes. That's exactly what, like in the last scene, they're swarming the wall. It looks just like World War Z.
That is straight out of World War Z. It's like a CGI reskin, isn't it? Like literally, wow.
So they climb up on top of each other?
It is literally like that. Like
goddamn.
Ants climbing on top of each other to get somewhere or something like that. That's crazy. I think it's just going to be a bizarre film. It's like, it's kind of the movie you say to your friends, hey, do you fancy going to the cinema today? No, I've not really done much. Not because you want to go see like, the new Star Wars film because you've really been looking forward to it. It's one of those where you're just like, I'm bored.
Or Luke, you get there and you realize you got the viewing time wrong, the show time wrong for the movie you wanted to see, and you don't want to wait around there for another 50 minutes until the next showing time. And so you look and see what else is playing. Shit, this is the only thing I can watch.
It'll be all right. Yeah, Matt Damon's in it. And it's got like the guy from Game of Thrones whose head, no spoilers really, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
The serpent.
Yeah, it looks like it's got a pretty good cast. Well, while we're talking about World War Z, there's a second World War Z coming out.
Yes.
World War Z 2. I think there's another name for it. That's one I'm actually kind of excited for because I love a good zombie movie. And I like how in World War Z, the zombies are not slow and stupid.
They've done it different, haven't they? They've done it a bit like they're not slow and they're not like, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, World War Z got mixed reception. I don't know, reviews, but I enjoyed it. So I'm excited for the second one. I don't know too much about it. I don't think there's a trailer out yet. Is there a trailer out yet for it?
No, I'm trying to look for it now. It's just fan-made trailers and stuff.
Oh,
but like, I remember from the first one, I remember I was actually really tense in that scene where it was towards the end, where he was just in that room and he was trying to be really quiet. That I remember thinking that was really awesome because it's like, oh my God, is he going to make any noise? Oh,
yeah. Yeah, I'm looking for it. I love a good zombie movie. To that end, let me bring up where my notes go. There's a couple. Yeah, I mean, there's lots I'm not too excited about. There's another Saw movie, another Friday the 13th movie.
Oh my God.
Never seen all of. I think I've seen a few of the Saws, but as for what you said earlier about Fast and Furious, I've literally only seen a part of one of them.
So this will be Fast and Furious. This will be the 8th Fast and Furious movie, and it's just gonna rake it in because the sheep will go see it. It's
it's just like I can't really criticize them like in terms of several movies because I am such a Star Wars fanboy. So like and we're approaching 9 after Episode 8, and that's not even to mention Rogue One and things like that. So but at the same time, I'm not really a car guy.
Except Star Wars was spread out since the late 70s till now. The Fast and Furious was like what 2001, 2. It hasn't been that long since the first Fast and Furious movie came out. There was a time where they didn't make any, and then they just started cranking them out again. Because I think The Rock probably was like, "Okay, I'll do them again." Like, yes, money. Yeah. They lost me after like Tokyo Drift which was the third one, and I don't know. It felt like just a circle jerk movie after movie of the same essential thing, like. Gang split up, everyone's like struggling, they realize they need the money, so they come back together, and they obviously one guy doesn't want to do it, so they have to like prove that they're still in it together and not for themselves, and then they try to get all the money, however, if it's gold or whatever the hell it is, or cars, and they find out that everything wasn't as simple as it appeared, and it's not straightforward, and there's this murky gray ethical area, and in the end though they stick it to the man, and they get the ladies and they get the money, and they go retire until the next movie where they do it all over again.
As I said, I
don't actually watch the movies because I mean you've got 80% of it down, but there's still that 20% that I don't know, you're trivializing it, but it's not bad. Like, But I mean, if you really don't like Arthur action movies, then yeah, I wouldn't recommend that.
I mean, as action movies, yeah, they're great. They have great action sequences. There's actually speaking of action movies, there's a new XXX coming out. And that just looks absurdly fun as an action film. I'm not expecting a good plot or anything, but it looks like a hella good time. XXX is Vin Diesel.
Yes. Oh yeah.
So there was he did the original XXX, and then they did one with Ice Cube, which is yeah.
Do you reckon Vin Diesel is definitely typecasted?
Oh, absolutely, and I think he knows it. That's his shtick. But he's kind of a nerd too. Did you know the guy's into D&D?
No. Wow. I want to get into that. I really want to get into but I still haven't had the opportunity to do.
You should play Pathfinder. It's better.
I've never played Pathfinder, but I'd be willing to play it. I've actually just ordered a DM screen, so I'm going to start getting into it more.
I'll definitely have to introduce me to it for sometime.
Well, I will send you the player's guide, and you can read through. You can read through that. It's a good place to start. There's actually some good online campaigns too. Like people do streams. What was it? Roll.
Stranger Things.
Critical Role. Critical Role is a really good series where you can watch, and it's like voice actors going through the campaign together. It's pretty cool.
Is the Demogorgon, if that's what it's called, is that an actual thing in Dungeons and Dragons? Because I swear in Stranger Things, that's how the monster.
Yeah, it is, but I think it's not 5th edition. Well, it might be. I don't know.
Because that's the 80s or something. I swear. I don't know.
Yeah, it would have been a different edition, but it was definitely a thing. I got a kick out of seeing them play D&D. And when they were like Fireball, I was thinking to myself, nice, 8d6, go. Anyway, what were we talking about? Oh, we were talking about reboots of Fast and Furious. What else are they rebooting? Oh, there's another 50 Shades. It's not a reboot, though.
Never seen it.
Friday the 13th is going to be another reboot. Yeah, that's the one with Jason, right? Jason X.
I haven't seen that either, I don't believe.
Are you not much of a horror? I'm not much of a horror buff myself. But
I do love horror films, believe it or not, but I haven't seen some of the popular ones, believe it or not, like Friday the 13th, and there's still a couple of others I haven't seen. You would probably mention those. But I do love horror films.
Are either of you Power Rangers fans?
Never. Well, maybe when I was a kid, but I don't really know much about the new ones. I saw the trailer. It looks kind of cool, but it's cool that they're reimagining it, right, and making it more like a serious thing now. And just activate this Power Ranger time.
Yeah, I don't have high expectations for it. It's obviously trying to hit a niche.
Yeah, it's trying to hit a new basically demographic with it, isn't it? Everyone get into Power Rangers rather than it just be the kids.
Yeah, and if this does well, you can bet your lucky bottom dollar there'll be 4 more movies in the next 6 years.
Yep.
Power Rangers movies, for sure. All right, I want to move on to the movies I'm excited about. Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
Oh yes, I was a massive fan of the first one, even though it wasn't actually received as well as what I thought it was, because people were just complaining, who are these characters? Blah blah blah. It was there's nothing wrong with introducing new characters. It's because people just didn't know who they were in the Marvel universe. But I liked that. That's what made it unique.
Yeah. Blue, did you see the first Guardians movie?
Yeah, it was great. I love that fucking tree, man.
And he's back as a tiny Groot. Yeah, it's gonna be. It looks really. I like the dynamic of especially Groot, the raccoon, and who's the big meathead.
Drax the Destroyer.
Drax, yeah. I really like their dynamic. It's a good time. Then you wrap that up with some good 80s music. Yeah. They did a really good job. It's amazing how successful it was, given that the characters were pretty much unknown to most people. They sold it really well.
Well, it's also interesting to think that Vin Diesel plays Groot as well.
Does he? Yeah. Really? Huh.
Yeah.
He only has to say 3 words. I am Groot. Yeah.
With different tones, my friend.
With different tones. Yeah.
It is its own language.
But I mean now that he's a mini Groot, they even have to warp his voice.
It must be so random to play that.
They could even get away with casting someone else, since they have to change the pitch so much. But
Yeah.
May as well keep it authentic. Yeah, I'm really psyched for Guardians of the Galaxy 2. It looks even sillier. As much as it will probably be a letdown, I'm excited for Resident Evil 5.
The remake?
Or we're talking about continuation.
Oh god, I'm still thinking about video games.
No, it's the continuation. It's going to be the last Resident Evil movie, so it's the 5th one.
Why are they making it last? I mean, who's to say in 10 years they won't just bring it back?
Okay, probably the last with Mia Jovovich.
Yeah.
And last in this like storyline. So yeah, they may reboot it down the road. They probably will. You know, that's people like to reboot stuff. I wouldn't be surprised. I don't know. I really like Resident Evil. The first one's still my favorite because you don't know what's like. Everything is new, right? You don't have these absurd mutant dogs and shit. Everything's just, and the zombies are smart. It's good. It's good. They're not really zombies, are they? It's a virus that just mutates things. John Wick. You guys seen the first John Wick movie?
Yeah.
Is that the guy who plays
Keanu Reeves?
Yeah, that's it.
He knows kung fu.
Yeah. The Matrix, guys.
Yeah.
Matrix.
Yeah, I like the first one. I'm definitely going to go see John Wick 2 in theaters. It's probably going to come out February. I think it comes out in February.
Oh, you like it that much, huh?
I do. I don't know. I really like... Okay, don't hate me, but I like the realism of it.
Realism.
Even though it's like, well, like the military, like the action scenes and the tactical side of it is pretty accurate. And I actually watched some videos of Keanu Reeves doing tactical training. He did a lot of tactical training to play the part in the movie, which I respect. The guy is just such a dedicated actor in such a complete way. But enough of my man crush.
Yeah, I can see that.
King Arthur is another one. King Arthur is coming out this year, and it looks pretty good. They are similar to the Great Wall, though they're kind of going over the top. I think they're bringing in a lot of magic. Although when you think of King Arthur, you kind of think magical Merlins anyway.
I don't know. As I mentioned to you the other day, I really loved the one they brought out like several years ago with Keira Knightley when she was in just about coming around into her fame. But
yeah,
I do love, God, what's his name? Charlie Hunnam or something? The guy who played Jackson, Sons of Anarchy. He was brilliant. And he seems to be the main character in this.
Yeah, he looks good. Jude Law's in it as well. Jude Law's always good. Jude Law was amazing in Gattaca. You ever see Gattaca?
No.
Come on, nope. Sci-fi. You're a sci-fi fan? You haven't seen Gattaca?
Gattaca?
It's like a 98 film about a dystopian society. It's pretty good. It was pretty great. Who's Ethan Hunt? Ethan Slater plays the main. Not Ethan Slater. It's Ethan. Anyway, it's good.
I think. I know what you mean. I think they've gone a bit. I mean, I like how they keep King Arthur. Yeah, a bit magical, but simple. But with this, it's like gigantic Lord of the Rings elephants. Do you know what I mean? In it and stuff like that.
Yeah, elephants.
Yeah, oliphants.
Oliphant.
Hey, Boba, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Your microphone sounds excellent, and I'd like to hear about what setup you use or which microphone.
I have the Blue Spark Digital. So I mean, I used to have the Blue Snowball like most people did at the beginning, but this one's like a few tiers up. So yeah, it's just literally the Blue Spark Digital, because there is another version of it that isn't USB. But yeah.
I mean, you guys are actually hearing my headphone mic right now because
Yeah, Phil, you sound like shit.
No, I know, but it'll sound great on the podcast. Don't worry. And I have my microphone going through a live filter through Adobe Audition. Yeah. Are you taking? You're using like a Snowball or a Yeti? No, you use a Yeti, right?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, actually, I used to use the Blue Yeti, non-Snowball, but now I switched over to the Audio Technica 2020. But I don't know. I might switch back. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Do some testing.
Yeah, check out the Spark. It's good.
How much is it?
Yeah,
Spark's
pretty
fairly
affordable.
Expensive, I think. Well, for me, I think it's like £150. So I don't know what that is in dollars. But I mean, but dollars is always cheaper anyway. Like when they
in Canadian dollars, that'd be like $250. That's still pretty.
But they'll still put
good
it up there for like $160. Do you know what I mean? It's stupid.
Yeah, but I mean, it's still it's like on the affordable. Like it's pretty good quality for the money you spend on it, as far as like an XLR mic goes. It's a large diaphragm condenser, right?
Yeah, I believe so. I mean, it's not the one where you have to put it into put it into a mix or whatever you've done, because that's what I want to. That's what.
It's USB.
Yeah,
well, it sounds pretty good for USB. Yeah. Let's see what else is coming out. Well, Star Wars 8, of course.
I'm hyped.
Is coming out. I'm just a Star Wars fan, so regardless, it'll be good to see. It'll be good to see Jedi's doing their thing. Mark Hamill will actually get some screen time. It'll be good. Kingsman 2. You guys see the first Kingsman movie?
No, I haven't actually.
Okay, well, we'll gloss over that. I'm looking forward to it. And actually, what's his face? Guy from who's in Magic Mike, and my name Jeff. Channing Tatum, yeah. Channing Tatum's going to make an appearance in it. Should be funny. Justice League. I know someone's excited for that. Mr. Voller.
Oh yeah, Justice League. I mean, I just really hope that it doesn't have the same flaws as Batman versus Superman and Suicide Squad and stuff, even though I still enjoyed them, but apparently they've done it in a different way, but I don't know. I mean, but either way, I'm going to enjoy it. It's going to be kick-ass. It's going to be like the Justice League. It'll be like the Avengers of the DC.
Yeah, I love. I don't know if I'm more of a DC or Marvel fan, but I'd say I enjoy the DC like.
I like the
cartoon. I like cartoon. I like the DC cartoons better, and I usually watch the Batman and Superman movies that come out on Netflix. And get a kick out of them.
They've recently just released Justice League Dark, I believe, which is going to be awesome.
Oh, I'll have to go watch that.
I haven't seen that.
I got a comment.
I
got a comment from my stream, guys. How about that new Harry Potter movie from User Shaw on my live stream? You guys like Harry Potter?
I like Harry Potter.
I have no details on that, but I'll probably see it on Netflix when it comes out.
Wait, what one are we talking about? Fantastic Beasts.
No idea.
Because that one's already come out. Fantastic Beasts was fun. That was good.
Yeah. Baywatch is coming out too. That just looks like a good time. I mean, it's The Rock and
titties.
Mr. Mr. Titties. Yeah, it looks good. Dunkirk looks really good. It's a World War I movie.
Is this the one where he goes around running around saving people?
That seems like every movie in World War II.
It's Andrew Garfield.
Someone gets saved. Oh yeah, it might be Andrew Garfield. Blade Runner 2049 is also coming out.
Oh yeah.
Hopefully they do that reboot better than RoboCop. I gotta go watch Blade Runner again. I haven't seen it since 12th grade. Wonder Woman looks really good too. A DC fan over there. So awesome. Wonder Woman looks really good. Obviously Batman. I think they'll have multiple appearances by Batman and Superman. I mean, they should, right?
I think Superman
won't be in it. Superman won't be in it after Batman versus Superman. He's going to show up in Justice League, but it'll be Bruce Wayne in Wonder Woman.
Oh, all right. I actually haven't seen Batman versus Superman.
Okay.
Just so you know. So I will watch it eventually. Just I didn't want to pay money for it, but I'll probably
Did you do that based on what the critics said about it?
No, I actually just didn't get around to seeing it. I didn't.
That's fair enough. It's because basically, it really annoys me how critics keep shitting on DC. Like literally, no matter what. Like some of them even give it like a 3 out of 10. It's just like, what kind of film is that bad? You know what I mean? That's a 3 out of 10. It's like, it's like a meme now to just shit on DC.
Ghost in the Shell looks really good too. I mean, I like Scarlett Johansson.
Oh yeah,
it looks like a pretty intriguing movie. I'm not very familiar with the manga. I used to have the theme song on my iPod back when I had an iPod. But yeah, Ghost in the Shell looks really cool. I like sci-fi and I like the whole dynamic and the the dichotomy of like robot humanity versus human humanity. That's going to be really interesting.
I want them to bring out a Black Widow, like Scarlett Johansson solo film. She definitely deserves that. Like, she's been in the MCU for ages now.
Yeah, I agree.
They'll have to, she has. It'll really have to focus on, not so much like action. It'll be supplementary. It'll have to be a lot about her character and her origin, you know?
Yeah.
Definitely have to be an origin story. Because if it were just a continuation of the timeline, she would just be hanging out with the Avengers pretty much.
Definitely an origin.
And then she would get overshadowed
definitely
pretty quickly. And that would be cool. Last one I want to touch on is, I mean, there's lots of movies coming out, but since we're already talking about Batman, Luke, what do you think about the Lego Batman movie? Are you going to go see it in theater?
Well, I haven't seen the Lego, the one where they were all in it, you know, all the DC characters. I haven't actually seen that, but apparently it's actually really funny. So, I mean, people were really.
Are you talking about the Lego movie?
Yeah, like with Batman was in it as well, from what I heard. And
yeah,
stuff like that.
The Lego movie was actually really entertaining.
So yeah, I mean, I've heard good things about the Lego Batman movie. People were writing good stuff about it. So I mean, I don't know if I'd see it in theater. I mean, because I don't really go to the cinema a whole lot. I mean, the last film I saw was Passengers. I really enjoyed that. But yeah, I mean, I love Lego as well, actually. So I should really go give it a try. It's just, I think, how good can it really be if it's like that? But do you know what I mean? Hopefully it'll surprise me. Plus, it's Batman, so it's win-win. And the guy from The Hangover is playing the Joker, the one who plays, you know, the little immature fat one. I can't remember his name.
It'll definitely be a less gritty Batman for sure.
It's definitely a comedy kind of thing.
Yeah. Who plays the Batman voice? It's it's that guy from Arrested Development. He also does BoJack Horseman. Why can't I think of his name?
I'm trying to think of the Joker guy.
BoJack Horseman.
Zach Galifianakis. I can't say his
name. No. It's not Zach Galifianakis.
No, but he's playing the Joker and the Batman.
Will Arnett. Will Arnett plays the voice of Batman, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, he's got a good Batman voice.
Yeah, he's good Batman. I can't do it. It's really, he's got a good deep like bassy voice. That's all the movies I want to talk about. Do you guys have anything? Any other movies you've heard of? I haven't. I mean, it's a pretty expansive list, and there's obviously stuff toward the end of 2017 that doesn't even have like trailers out yet. Although they come out with trailers, it seems like way ahead of movies sometimes these days.
Yeah, I mean, there's films I'm looking forward to in the future, but that aren't coming out this year. I mean, like more DC stuff, just like The Flash and stuff, but they've been constantly swapping directors, so I don't know. DC's just in trouble these days.
They just have to find someone who really gets it, I guess, who can learn from the mistakes and listen to the feedback.
Really, it's basically Warner Brothers saying, "We need, we're going to start filming now, even if your script's not ready," kind of thing, and just schedule this, schedule that, instead of actually waiting for the movie to get good and then doing production. That seems to be their problem. They just pump out content when it's not ready.
Well, you'd know more about that than I would, but as far as films go, I haven't done a whole lot of digging. Although you probably know more about the DC end of things than I would. You gonna do any like reviews of that stuff on your channel when it comes out?
Yeah, I mean, I really regret not doing like a review for Doctor Strange and stuff like that. I mean, I definitely. Like soon, I want to do a lot more theory videos rather than actual reviews of episodes. I mean, instead of doing like a review for an episode of things, I would just do theory videos, because sometimes in reviews you do talk about stuff that you think might happen in the future, and I'm thinking, oh no, I could have just saved that for a separate video. So I might just turn my channel more into the direction of that, but definitely review movies, because that can expand to a whole different other audience. I definitely do cover movie news, though. all the new articles coming out all the time, and check those out. For example, recently Ben Affleck has stepped down from directing the Batman movie because he was obviously starring and directing it, and he's released a statement saying how he's not doing it now.
I wonder if it was just too much for him, or if he felt creatively compromised.
He did release a statement saying something like that, how the role, like, you know, playing Batman, he wants to just put more focus into that. And I mean, Jesus Christ, imagine like directing it as well, being responsible for everything else. Whereas if you're just the actor, it's like all you have to do is worry about your own role, not other people's roles, the sets.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you're taking on two jobs. I mean, and directing is way bigger. Yeah, you have to look at the big picture. I'm trying to explain. It's a lot to deal with.
Yeah,
I can't imagine what it's like to be a director and maybe a producer at the same time, and like the lead role, because some people do that, and it's mind-boggling.
He's just producing and acting, like starring in it now. But
I have enough on my plate just recording and uploading and doing the thumbnail for a video.
Yeah, I know.
Oh my god, can't imagine. Well, one day, maybe. No, I'll never be a director. I don't want that. I don't want that responsibility.
It's just also the backlash some directors get. It must just ruin everything you worked on for the past 2 years. Like if it's critically received so bad, imagine all that stress for the past couple of years and stuff like that. You just have to.
Well, yeah, you've put like so much of yourself into something, and then it just gets shit on.
Yeah,
it's a bit of a gamble.
I get shit on YouTube every single day.
Oh, don't we all? Although since I stopped putting up gameplay, I don't get shit on anymore. It's great. Actually, your stream had a couple hundred viewers today. That's
I've been getting
back up to at the numbers where you used to be.
Yeah, I'm getting consistently like 250 average now. So it's actually pretty decent.
Is it because you're back on schedule?
Yeah, I've been streaming every single day rather than 2 or 3 days a week. So yeah, people are watching it again.
That definitely makes a difference. They know like where to find you when, and oh yeah, for sure. Like hell, if there were a channel on TV that just played like The Office and Friends reruns all day long,
yeah,
they would have much more of my viewership. Are you? I mean, you dip into other games every once in a while, Billy. Do you?
Yeah.
Are you back into like, is Dota got your attention again, or are you still?
Yeah, I'm actually really enjoying Dota. For a while I wasn't, because I don't know, like I played Dota like 8-9 hours a day every single day for almost a whole year, you know, and I got burnt out hard, so I had to take like a month break.
Yeah. Well, it's good to see your numbers climbing back up again.
Yeah.
I think at your peak you were averaging like what, 300, 350. So you're there, man. You're there.
Yeah, something like that.
Must feel good. Yeah, apparently did you know that if you schedule a stream and then you publish it after, you actually keep all that watch time from the stream and it continues into the stream once it's published. Whereas if it's like a go live now stream and you publish it, you don't keep the watch time from the actual stream viewers.
Holy shit.
Yeah, that's what somebody at that's what guy at TNG told me. So yeah, schedule your streams, even if you just schedule it like 5 minutes ahead of time. Just schedule it.
Huh.
Then publish it after if you want to publish it.
All right.
Apparently, that's what I've been told. So there you go, man. Maybe you'll get some extra views on your published stream after.
Yeah, I'm gonna try that.
On the other hand, it's a double bonus, because if you can schedule something like well ahead of time, then viewers will know to show up at that time, right? There's a chance more people will know that you're streaming then.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think eventually I will turn this podcast into a live stream, and I probably will eventually put my face cam up. Maybe once Discord integrates face cam, which they will eventually.
That'd be cool.
Kind of excited.
Well, we could just do this on Skype, couldn't we?
I can't tweak levels as well on Skype. Like I can't adjust you guys on my end, which Discord allows me a lot more wiggle room for audio levels and stuff. That's why I'm using Discord for now.
Right.
The other shitty thing is Skype like lowers the volume of the system, right?
Yeah.
Like when you're in a call. So
how about Google Hangouts just for the video, perhaps?
Yeah, Google Hangouts is definitely a possibility too. But all in good time. All in good time. Boba, did you have to take off soon?
Yeah, I have to go. Well, not straight away.
Where are you going?
Like,
are you gonna still got your video to make?
Yeah, I've been very slow today. Very slow.
Yeah. Is there anything else you guys want to talk about before we wrap this up?
No, I think we actually did pretty well talking about all those movies.
Yeah, I feel satiated. It'll be a slightly shorter podcast, which I think will be fine. Last podcast was like an hour and 20 almost.
And that makes up for it.
Well, Eric could talk for days. I think that made a difference. Had to interject a lot. He is a fun guy, though. All right, great. Well, thanks for listening, you guys, and thanks for joining us, you guys.
Thank you.
We'll see you next week at the same time. Tune in when we'll be talking about wherever the hell we want to talk about again.
Sounds great, Phil.
Until then, stay chill, stay frosty, and take care. Bye-bye.
Take care, buddy. Bye.